Okay. As the team maneuvers into the next stage of events, you manage to get to the Elven homeland. A nice respite before the end to come. Before trying to fight Scarlet again. But beforehand, currently, you've met Talen's family. They're rambunctious in their own ways, some caring, others caring in their own way. But overall, interesting. The most that doesn't fit into the mold would be Talen's sister. The youngest that is to be potentially married to another family, but first must go through their general ritual of coming of age, which just means she stopped having elven dreams, which means she's now her fully own person, which is how elves apparently track if they're their own person / if they're an adult. However, that is in 2-ish days. Your team is currently has gathered some information here and there about Scarlet, about a few things, about how the current mountain range that she's on is known as the Spine of the World, since that is the place where, in theory, magic was cut off and the gods themselves were cut off from there. At least that's what you guys theorized last week. I don't know if you remember it, but that's what happened. You took a long rest, and right now you're eating breakfast. Is there anything you do for day 2 before day 3 comes over?
Well, we're supposed to now go ahead and get some equipment made.
Yeah, we gotta get some equipment made, and then we gotta get fitted for our suits, our khaki suits.
That is correct.
Yep. So we go to the tailor? I don't know.
Well, the armor for your family is requisitioned for today, so you can easily get to their room. I'm just trying to find different music. I keep finding Metal Gear Solid music, which doesn't apply here. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna go with it is boring. That sounds background music-y.
It'll work.
Dragon Ball.
Anyways, you make your way to the 3rd-ish floor where the blacksmith is scheduled to be. Sorry. I'm just gonna move you myself.
It's still the same blacksmith that I know, or
Yeah, it's the same one unless your mom fired them. Oh, oops.
not that I know of.
That is the storage room for the blacksmith, not the blacksmith itself. You enter inside, and the place is immaculately built. You have swords, axes, daggers all over the place, all heavily cleaned and justifiably dirty. But over the course of time, you can tell that someone has been working for quite some time. When you step in, you do hear someone in the background just stating, "Be there in a moment." And sure enough, they do get there in a moment. Are you trying to look through any of the wares? If not, they're just gonna get there.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Kayasal would be looking at pretty much everything that he could possibly look at. And he's got his little notebook out, taking notes on everything he can.
Yeah.
Just because it's all cool, buildy stuff.
You can tell that a lot of the equipment here is enchanted with a lot of rune magic, which just means spells intertwined with stone, intertwined with other composite materials. It is all honestly fancy. It's just interesting, different than what you're used to, but not an impossible thing to remake. But the blacksmithing area does come through. And
What? Do I remember his name? What's his name?
I believe it was Ember Fallen, but I honestly forgot. You can just call them Ember.
Amber.
Taylor, it's been some time.
No see you.
So what brings you by other than your mother?
Well, my friends need to talk to you, especially that one there. This is my friend Kyathal. He's amazing. That's Severus. Anyway, my friend Kyathal, look at him. He's awesome. Look at he's a Eladrin. He's from the Feywild. Look at this guy. Come here, Kyathal. Come here, Kyathal. Put that down. Kyathal, get over here. Like,
And
I expect you to like throw it.
Reluctantly walk over. It's
I'm like,
very nice
I'm all
to meet
excited.
you.
Likewise.
This guy would probably like to talk to you a little bit about, maybe building some stuff. Maybe you could teach him some things after we're done here. But I vouch for him. You can talk to him. He's really cool. He's saved my life at least, 4 or 5 times now. So,
7 or 8, but who's counting?
Right. Well, it's been quite some time since I've seen a full-blooded Eladrin here, and you said you were from the Feywild. That's a first for quite some time. But I do welcome you.
Isn't that amazing?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Anyway, and that's Severus. So anyway, I'm sorry, Severus. I was like being rude to you. But Severus has some questions for you about. I think you need something built, I believe. And actually, didn't I want something? I forgot now, but whatever.
You both wanted something. I just don't remember what.
I don't remember. I want a wrist-mounted crossbow. Like a hidden one I can like pull out. Pew! Like, anyway, no, I'm just joking. I'm good. But anyway, Severus, do you have anything you want to say to Amber?
I give a bow. Is this a lady or sir?
It's a sir, but with very long, beautiful hair. It's kind of hard to tell with elves sometimes.
Kind of like me.
Sir Ember, thank you for your time. My name is Severus, and I wish to ask for your expertise in a number of missions that we have. I pull out some of the materials that we have gained, such as the Poison Dragon Fang. I also bring out the Rod of Platinum, in case it might be useful.
Hey, Severus, I totally forgot. There's one thing I forgot to mention real quick. I pull my blade out, and I pull the blade out and like show it to, or both blades, to Amber, because he would know what they are.
Are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, I know which ones you're talking about now.
But anyway, Severus can finish real quick. But I am gonna do that just before I forget.
His family
Severus,
blade?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems a little weird. I pull out the +1 long sword from the Drow.
Oh, yeah, you want mine? I think I have one.
Sure. I pull
There you
out
go.
both of them. And I also pull out the...
I have a regular scimitar if you want that one too.
I pull out the extending blade. Oh, I actually asked Kyathal, hey, do you think I can get my hand, borrow the extending blade mechanical longsword?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
I pull it off my hip and whip it around a little bit because I think it's cool, and then hand it to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I take out the cloak that increases sleight of hand and my armor of adamantine breastplate. And the black potion and the red ichor potion. Did we ever figure out what those were?
If you don't have the notes for them, probably not.
We got them when we got the extendable blade.
Okay, I know what they are, but if you don't have the notes for them, probably not.
I mean, we got them from those people. that we killed?
Then you probably weren't
I
told
just-
what they
Can
were.
you
I
identify
just
them
don't
like
know.
magic?
I don't know if we ever figured out what they were or what they did.
All right, then I'll
Um,
hold on to them.
I don't necessarily remember that though.
It was the fox guy and the Oni woman.
I'll just give it to you. The red one is a superior health potion, 8d4 plus 8. The black one you don't know. It didn't register when you cast identify somewhere down the line.
All right. Yes, I will pull out the blades, the armor, and the cloak, and I ask him for his help. We're trying to. Oh, and I also ask if they recognize what this pendant with a scratch symbol is. Do you recognize this pendant?
The pendant itself, it looks like archaic magic. I'm not entirely sure. It's not draconic or primordial, but it is the type of writing ancient scholars used before a true writing system happened. Think of back on when, I suppose, lizard folk, humans, and the dwarves and the rest had their own primordial ancestors around that time, before ancient script was written down. That's the type of writing I see here, but I am not an expert in this. It is interesting, though.
Just thought I asked, as I saw some of your items here having ruins on it. Thank you. Let's see. I want
Based
to
on the
know
same
if there-
technology, just a little different.
I see. Thank you. I'm not sure where else I can go for more. Yes, these items here. I'm looking for some. Well, I would like to see if perhaps you can give me a full plate of adamantine, or take this half plate here and take these items in some form of combination to enhance it to its utmost possible degree. We're going to be fighting some pretty horrific foes in the near future, so any advantage we can get either in survivability, skills, whatever it is that you can think of that might push it to its utmost potential. I need your expertise and mastery in your craft.
I could potentially make your half plate plate mail into a full set. I should have the materials for that. Combination is more difficult, and that would require more time. But
We'll be here for
doable.
some days.
More than a few days, I'm afraid. Talking about weeks and months.
How long are we here, Tayan?
I mean, as long as we want to be, but I don't want to
Yeah.
be here that long. You can stay here as long as you want.
At least 2 days.
Well, we'll be here at least 2 days. What would be your estimated guess?
2 days.
Well, if I work around the clock, I can potentially make your half plate into a full plate, and the extending blade and your what did you call it? Cloak that gives you advantage on sleight of hand. I could potentially combine those two into some sort of bonus action strike blade.
Can it be worn with plate? Like this new.
It'd be a blade. It would no longer be an article of clothing.
I see.
It just basically give you a free secondary attack if you don't have it, or a third attack if you don't have it.
That could be useful. What we're going to be going. This is for something in the future, to see if you can give us suggestions. We're going into a mountainside that has some kind of mist that somehow, or as part of it, some kind of ability to make a person not be able to perceive where they're going up the mountain. And when we went there, we haven't found a means of cracking it. What was the mountains called again, DM?
Red Mountain Pass, but you tell them this, and they do state. I suppose I would recommend, if you if there's some sort of visual impairment, perhaps devil sight, if it's darkness, magical or otherwise, or true sight. But I have no items of that quality.
Where would you suggest such means could be gotten?
Perhaps making a deal with a devil or some greater being.
Taylor's like spits out his wine.
You okay there?
Yeah. Sorry. Don't worry about me.
I write
Don't
down.
be rude. Talk to him, but don't be rude.
I write down some notes. Thank you, Ember. Let's see.
Right.
Kaithal, you have any questions? I don't want to take up all this man's time.
No, but I would like to watch him work if at all possible. That's the only thing Kyathal really wants to do is watch.
Of course,
and
right, Amber?
learn.
Sure. As long as they don't get in the way.
I will not.
It'll be helpful. It's always helpful. Never seen him not.
Do you-
Well, we'll leave you two kids to your fun. All I need is, or I want to know is, like, I don't know if he would know or I would know, but I want to get a gym of like an elemental, like summoning or whatever. I can like throw it down and like break it, and the elemental comes out.
They would tell you that would be in the Emporium in town. You would need to find a jeweler from the Jewelers Guild and acquire it
You
from
know, I
them.
just gave all my stuff away. Okay. Okay.
Do you have, by chance,
good.
a magical protections, like a shield that can help deflect magic, or some means of granting advantage in dodging?
I have a +2 shield and a cloak of displacement.
Oh, how much for the cloak of displacement? That should be useful for me.
If you're a retainer from this family, I suppose I can round it down to 200 gold.
Certainly, I can pay 200 gold for that. So, how much for the full plate of adamantine?
That shouldn't be more than, since you already have most of it here, it'd only be an adjustment, so roughly around 300 gold.
Amber, how many cloaks do you have of displacement?
One. They don't
You had
come
the cloak
cheap.
of displacement. You had the cloak of displacement last game.
Hey, relax. I just get another one. I wasn't trying to take yours.
Yeah. Amber does state only one.
How much for that +2 shield?
The +2
Kyathal
shield,
does carry a shield.
just 100 gold.
Done.
How much is one rod of platinum worth?
The Rod of Platinum, I believe I mentioned, was the equivalent of 500 coins, so 500 platinum.
500 platinum? That's 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
I gestured
Oh,
to the
no,
rod.
it's not.
I gestured to the rod of platinum. Do you have
Yeah, it is.
change for 500 gold? I mean, do you have change for 1,000 gold? Just give me 500 back. You can have this
Well,
rod of
one
platinum.
platinum is 10 gold. Yeah, times 10, actually. That's 5,000 gold.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Never mind that, DM. I'll just hand over 500 gold then.
I don't really know if I need anything. I guess I'll get.
A lot of money.
I'll get that gym. I'll get that gym when we get to the Emporium.
Yeah.
Let's go get fitted and then go to the Emporium. Or I guess we can go to the Emporium. Then can we summon the tailor to us
Yeah, you
to
can.
the house?
You exchange hands.
Yeah, I would
Marco
do
Value,
that.
Cerberus gets his cloak, Kython gets its shield, and Talon summons the
Kyle
tailor.
thought probably stay in there. Yeah. Summon the tailor. Fit us, you slave. Just kidding. I know the tailor. I guess he's singing. Still, get fitted. Be beautiful.
Thank you very much, Ember. I'm very grateful. Do you know when I can come pick up the cloak and plate?
The cloak is already made. You can take it from the rack. The plate mail would be this Friday before the coming of age ceremony.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I pick up the other things too.
Pays to
I-
know people.
But anyways, a few minutes later, more than a couple of minutes, but a little bit later, the tailor comes in. She is known as Red Fenrir, but people just call her Red.
Red, we gotta get fitted for this ceremony. Make us look good, baby. You know what to do. Don't let him talk you out of anything. I point to Severus. He doesn't know anything about fashion.
very much I
Darling, you don't either. Here, let's see. Get everyone
That's what I
fitted.
said. You did. I don't have any opinions. Do me, baby. Make me good. I gotta look good for this. I haven't been here in a while.
Yes, you do.
Something flashy.
She
know what I'm
begins. While you're talking, she has already been making measurements for
Yeah.
Cerberus, like getting real up close with the measuring tapes.
Please spare no detail.
Yeah, Severus stood still. Take squirming.
Soon enough,
That should be
she
tight.
gets over Kaithal and his measurements, and soon enough with Talon as well. She like makes an offhand comment with you, Talon. I see you've enjoyed yourself with delicacies yet again. I'm gonna have to let loose your waistline once more.
Well, I could lie to nobody but you. I mean, I could lie to anybody but you. I mean,
Oh, it's fine,
Red.
dear. It's fine. Everyone loves a man with something to hold. She pats you on the butt. All right. Well, they should be done by tomorrow evening. You already know my shop. You can easily acquire them by there. I'll have them.
I'll send over some slaves.
Of course. The servants, as you call them.
Yeah, I mean, yes, servants. Yes.
Either way, the lower elves and high elves. So, what other beings
yes.
would they be? Either way, I'll run them down through your mother's credit score. So,
Hmm.
so that
Lady Red.
Make sure you give yourself a good tip, huh?
always do. She stops when Cerberus says, "Lady Ray." Yes.
Ma'am, may I make one small request?
That being.
Severus.
Since it's Talon's beloved sister's naming day, and Talon has recently returned victorious from a nearly impossible mission, and
Seems like nobody cares about that, by the way.
set upon by his mother. I was wondering if by chance you might be able or be willing to make a special accessory for a dress as for his sister and his mother. I'd be willing to pay myself, of course, for it. Just a small token of his success and him being here to celebrate his sister.
Sweetheart, I do appreciate the thought, but I am the best tailor in town. I've already begun the process of making their clothing.
Red's very particular. Maybe you can buy them a piece of jewelry at the Emporium.
I thought with your expertise, it might really stand out. Oh, but if
Mother
you've
loves
already
jade,
completed
and
it,
sister loves emeralds.
if you've already completed it, ma'am, then I did not wish to harm your vision. Thank you for considering my words.
Hmm? Very well. She begins to head out.
I was trying to do something cool.
No, I get it. But there's no way her mom, Talon's mom did not already get someone to make the dress.
It was supposed to be a sort of reference thing for Talon's success and him being here for his sister. That's not something that normally happens very often, as I'm told.
Yeah, that's true.
It's supposed to represent him being here,
Like-
in celebration.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying when this type of thing happens in Victorian time, that it takes months and maybe years sometimes, the process of like making dresses for like the expected wedding day or like the transference of blah, blah, blah. It was a long time thing coming. They have already made it. If you want to like add a detail or something that might be able to be done, like a nice little brooch or something.
Maybe I'll find something in the Emporium.
I thought that's what you wanted to do, a little brooch or something. Anyway, let's head to the Emporium. Red's very particular. Sometimes she kills people for arguing with her. Let's leave.
I didn't think I argued.
You're not close.
Uh,
Let's go.
Ember does state, it honestly depends on the artisan. With red, can be.
Amber, I show Amber the blades. What does Amber say about the blades? I'm like, "Shoo."
Concerning.
I've completed the quest.
Congratulations, by the way. Honestly, didn't think you'd make it. That's usually what your mother kept telling us. Impressed, though. They look a little different from what I remember when your father had them, but...
Same here.
Still, though, it carries the family seal, so I know they're genuine.
I just want to show him because he's probably seen it before.
Quite
Or
true.
seen it before.
If you need me to make a holster for them or have them sharpened, just let me know.
Yeah, go ahead and new scabbards would be nice. Mine are all messed up. Like something fancy for the wedding. Actually, I'd like to have it so that I can like change it to where they look like just daggers on my waist. Like when the scabbards look like almost like scabbards of holding, where I just like stick it in, but it looks like little daggers. So I pull it out and they're blades.
If you want that, it'll cost extra. If you want illusionary script just to make them look like daggers, a little more, but not by much.
Well, when I draw them out, I want them to be like blades. I just wanted to be like daggers on my, like I have just a dagger. I have like 2 daggers on my waist, like nothing fancy, like no big blades. But instead, they're like huge ass scimitars. But yes, I'll pay for it.
Of course. If you want the pocket daggers that extend out the blade from another dimension, that's going to run you 500 gold per. If you want an illusionary script on them that makes it look like that's happening, and everyone else just sees them as dagger holsters, that'll just run you 100 gold.
I kind of want the real thing. Why not? Good money. What am I going to do with it?
Don't you want to go to the Emporium to get that thing you wanted?
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we have enough. If we don't, oh well.
I'll run you down
Got
a
my-
little bit since you are keeping me at retainer. Let's call it an even 700 gold. I'll be nice.
Hey, you're too
Today.
kind. You're too kind. I take off my belt and hand it to him. All my weaponry and stiff.
Yeah.
No broke ass scabbards.
She does state. She takes measurements and does state and gives them back to you. All right, this project should be done by tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you very much.
Right. She gives you your holster back and your weapons back. She's already taken the measurements, so he doesn't really need them anymore.
Perfect.
Okay. And you head off to the Emporium. Kaithel, do you join?
Are you staying there?
I'll follow them. No, I'll follow you guys. I'll go with you guys.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, right now they're just tempering metals and stuff. It's not really something you haven't seen before.
Right.
When I get there, I just want to ask about the gym, but I also want to see if they have any spells. Maybe we can get the True Sight spell that Kaithal Severus is looking for.
We need a means to get up the mountain to challenge Scarlet, as well as some form of combat against her and her ilk.
Well, we don't know what spell will make her vulnerable, but at least the True Sight will get us up there.
Hopefully.
But you head towards the Emporium without too much of an issue, and there you find the Jeweler's Guild shop, just titled The Little Pebble. Entering inside, you do see a nice crimson-haired wood elf. Isn't a high elf, but still wood elf. Looking towards them, you can tell that they are the shop owner. They notice you quite easily and step forwards. Seeing the emblem that Talon probably has on them pronounced quite easily.
Yeah.
Takes note of who you are.
Well met, and I announced that we're going on an adventure here soon after the ceremony, and we need something that can help us gain vision where Vision is almost impossible. That's because they have any true sight spells I can add to my repertoire, or at least spell scroll. And also ask about my my little gym friend. See if I have a spell or something, or a gym I can buy that has an elemental in it.
The elemental
Maybe you can ride the elemental.
gem. She lightly bows and she does like basically state names read, blah blah blah. Gets down to business quite easily and quickly. The elemental gem will run you down roughly 300 gold, but it would give you the base stat of the smallest elemental you CR rating 3. Not impossible to find, but annoying to look for.
You don't have the bigger one, huh?
We do. I just don't really know how much money you have out of game.
How much is it?
The CR3 would run you 300 gold. CR5 would run you 500 gold, and CR7 would run you 800 gold, since those are a little harder to find.
We can get to a 5. We can get to a 500 one. We have enough for that.
Right. And you did mention a true sight item and or spell scroll. While we don't really carry spell scrolls, I can definitely find one for you, but that run, since spell scrolls are only a one-time use, I suppose only 300 gold for that. If you want a item that is enchanted by our gems to do that once per day, I'd run you 900 gold.
I don't know if we have enough for it.
Actually, I do actually hold an adjuster to the Rod of Platinum. This is like 5,000 gold, right?
Well, technically, I'm gonna say we broke it down because we already spent a bunch of it. You guys each spent 500. I spent 1,000.
I had 500, and you haven't spent anything yet.
Well, then I spent 1,000 of it, and then you spent your 500, and then so that's still 1,000 gone. Then Kaiathal, I don't know if he spent any of it, but I think that 500 was from that.
Dude,
and then
I spent 100 on the shield right now.
yeah, then 100 on that. We have plenty though. Yeah, we'll buy the CR7 elemental, and we'll
You
buy
would
the
have
item. We have plenty left actually.
3,800 gold. Go ahead, Cerberus.
You're kind of talking a little fast, so I'm like missing half the stuff that you said.
I said we should buy everything.
Well, first I want to know what she has.
The stuff she mentioned.
I'll take the item that she mentioned, the true sight item, and I will also take the CR7 elemental as well, the big one, because we have plenty of that.
I mean, if you're using the bar's money, you've already spent 1,200, so that'd be 3,800 left. If you take the CR7,
1,600.
DM,
yes,
I had 500 gold. I gave him.
I know. Talon bought a lot of other random stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
including your
I have
stuff,
200
Cerberus.
I have 250 gold too. Add in, maybe more. We can look. It's a check.
Okay, then
260
it'd be like
gold.
4,150 gold-ish, give or take.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna round it up to 200. If you take the
Sounds great.
CR7 and the item of, True Sight, that would run it down to 2,700 gold.
It's fine. Sounds great.
But Cerberus, you were saying?
I'm just trying to make sure I understood where everything was going fro and through, and so I'm a little confused on my numbers at the moment. I used my 500, and Kaiathal did his 100. So I did mine from my own pocket. So Talon, he got, how much did he spend at the armory shop to do his sheath?
He spent a little bit of his own money and then spent some of the platinum bar.
Yeah, how much was it? So I can write it down.
I spent 2,600.
I already did the math. It's
Right? Or 29.
bars left over is 27.
Okay, so 27 is what's left.
I mean, it's still a good chunk of change.
Yeah. I don't know what you worry about. Anyway,
I'm
but
just
yeah,
writing
now we have
down.
everything we wanted. So, sweet.
All right, so 2,700 left. I looked to her. How much is an item for True Sight and the highest elemental
We
gem?
have that.
You
We have
just
it.
purchased this.
Oh, that's what
That's what
went
I
to
said.
2,700.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Let
good.
me make that change. I thought that was before. Yes. What other items do you have by any chance?
An assortment of gems and gem items. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
So we can request items to be made. I want to ask for a form of flight, but I think I might hold that off. Do you think a
I
form
think
of
we
flight?
should get going, my friend. Let's hurry this up.
All right. I will put the rest on hold and come to you again, Lady Reeve, once we have more ideas in the future. But thank you.
Go.
Quite.
Anyway,
When can we pick up the items?
They're here already. She goes
Yep,
into the back
got it.
room, wraps them up easily, exchange money bar to bar. She like shaves off some of the bar. I guess because you don't make
Chunk of
change.
it. It's like sawed off a chunk of the bar.
Yeah, like tip tip tip. Breaks off.
Thank you.
You get the items.
Seems about right.
You get a gem true sight that activates once per day, recharges on a long rest, and anyone that has it and can wield it can gain true sight up to 8 hours, which is very good.
Up to 8 hours, you said?
I believe that's
Cool.
what the True Sight spell lasts normally.
I think it's an hour, but if you're correct, then you're correct.
It's normally an hour. Yeah.
Oh, then sorry, whichever one the DM wishes. Elemental Gem with CR7, you said, correct?
Uh-huh. You can summon an elemental of CR7.
All right. So that's what I suppose we could go to the library again if we have more time.
You have like a little
No,
bit more
I don't
time
think we
on this
have time.
day.
Let's go. Let's go to bed. I'm tired. Gotta get to the ceremony.
Well, if we're going to bed, then I would like to DM meet his sister.
Before that, is there anything else you're actually looking for in the library? Or are you just wanting to go to the library?
Ever seen our read?
Kind of. We kind of ran out of time, but let me double check here. I did get information. Where did I write it down at? I know I got information about the people, about the place those people came out at. I suppose what I want to try to find next is either any rumors of places of power, like that one place we went to that Kaithal and Talon managed to get that +1 AC. Any rumors about that? Any places that might hold some form of significance, either in religion or mysteries or rumors, sort of like how the Bard place had that dome that protects them, and had a church with the angel statue and then the 2 swords nearby. Any place that I can find that might hold any rumors or legends about it.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Trying to find a means of getting more strength.
It's not bad. You get a book of mythologies of the world. It's the best thing you can probably find in this library. They don't exactly have up-to-date rumors and stuff of that nature. So that is honestly the best you were probably going to get. You easily can discern that there's a lot of stuff here, but at the exact same time, it's written in like the way old books are written. Like, in ancient times, the sundering clouds boomed over the horizon. It's it's hefty reading, but not impossible to find stuff in there.
Then the last thing I can think of right now is a book of information of paladins, different sort of paladins. Maybe I can get some form of insight for my own growth if I read up about them.
Another investigation.
How about you
Nice.
read?
You can tell that you get a, a more or less fundamental charge on the class of Paladin, which is the book it's entitled. It gives you a rundown on how certain paladins that have been written about in ancient times. So, like, specifically the branches of paladins that are out there, like Oath of Vengeance, Oathbreaker, blah, blah, blah. It might be able to help you.
All right, I write down some notes. Well, I would like to speak to his youngest sister, the one
already
who
here.
is crouching. Oh,
You guys begin to head inside and split apart. Currently, you found her in the study room, which just is a very big room with like desks everywhere, chairs here and there. She's just currently sitting at the back end of the area.
hello, Lorena. It's a pleasure to meet you again.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Once more.
I give a bow. I came to talk. Hopefully, you have a few minutes worth of talking that you'd be willing to spare with me.
Sure.
I will take a seat so I can speak to her face to face. Let's see, where should I start with? Well, I wanted to ask, how are you feeling about your coming of age day? Are you happy? Excited?
A little of both. A little worried sometimes, but it should be fine.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, me and your brother, and our friend, are going to be there in attendance to celebrate with you. And I'm looking forward to seeing how your first steps in your new adult life will be.
Yeah.
I would like to offer a small gift if you would be so willing to take it.
Okay.
I gesture with my hand and have it glow a little bit with my holy power.
Hmm?
I have the power to share a little bit of healing strength, the power to heal. And I thought I'd grant you a little bit of that as a small token of my esteem for my friend's little sister.
I don't know what any of that means, but okay.
Well, my guy is trying to be the classical, because he doesn't know really what he's doing.
Yeah.
Noble-ish gentleman.
No, I get that. She doesn't really understand what you mean. Like, I am able to infuse that part she's never really studied because she's never needed to. So, like, okay.
Well, in the ancient times, there were people who had the power to heal through the grace of either other powers or through investigating within. They grant the ability to heal through magic or other forms of power. I can invigorate your own life force and make it stronger to heal you with my own healing powers. And I wish to grant this small boon to you as a token and to my friend's little sister as a gift.
Okay. I don't think I'm hurt, though. But thank you.
Oh, it can also, well, make you feel happier, better. Or even if you're not injured.
She just politely nods.
As in, yes?
Like, she's willing to take the gift. It's more like, it's not like she doesn't believe you. It's like, I don't know how this is going to help me, but I appreciate the gift.
Well, I'm following this based upon how you had those two people react earlier. The father and mother.
Yeah.
I reach out with my hand, touch hers, and I will pump into her 20 HP.
Before you go to sleep. Yeah. You infuse a good amount of energy into her own form. I'm just going to say, like, she had a paper cut that immediately heals, so she knows that it's true. She does feel invigorated, although I don't really know if you were, like, trying to do something like Maybe if she fully turns, she has a chance to gain advantage. I don't know. But it's a nice gesture, though. She does see, like, her paper cut around her thumb heals. Thank you, Mr. Cerberus.
You're welcome, Lorena. I was expecting something, what happened with the mother and father. They were, like, really happy and hyper and felt really good. I was expecting something like that.
I get that, but that was a different emotional state. Hers is a little worried. She does seem a little bit more vibrant, but unfortunately, in the case of them versus her, they're not exactly in the same type of position.
Before I retire and you, would you like to hear a few stories about your brother? Some of our adventures?
Immediately brightens up. Of course.
Then I will go into details to show and demonstrate how amazing her big brother was in all of our trials and tribulations.
You tell the stories, and by the time you're done, she's already missed her time to study. In the meantime, Kaithal. Currently you're helping out Amber because you honestly don't get in the way, like she thought. So it speeds things up from here and there. You can tell that she's currently making the dimension daggers that Talon had requisitioned. All right then, I assume you know how to create runes in plates or leathers or stone.
No, but I would like to.
All right, that shouldn't be too much of an issue if you already engineered this thing. She points towards your hound. All right, go ahead. I suppose you already saved me some time, so a little bit of tutelage wouldn't be too much to preoccupy myself with. All right then, I want you to go ahead and roll Arcana and try to inscribe your magic into the stone, but not fully as if you're integrating a spell, but in a way of getting ready to do so. She shows you the symbol to make, and oh, nice, 21. You carve in a path that energy could flow through rather than trying to imbue energy into something. That's kind of how you brought up your dog. They were able to basically be awoken by your own energy being infused and housed inside of a crystal, instead of its own body and form. So you've never really needed to write a script, or in other words, coding. Right now, what you're doing is magically coding an item.
Makes sense.
All right then, that's not bad. All right, based off of this, do you have any spells or something of the like that allows you to open a dimension to another place of existence? It's easier if you do. If not, I can help you with that.
I do not, no.
Very well then. We will go with the... She comes over, examines your work, and goes, it's not that difficult of a spell, so let's go with this one. She begins to pull up a lot of energy and turns it into a ball in his hand. It's a spherical ball, and the symbol that you've already written on there is in the ball itself, but not fully, as if incomplete. All right then. This magical energy inside currently has a spell known as Misty Step. In a sense, Misty Step allows you to be from one place to another, but there is a space between those spaces you travel through. Ultimately, you are opening a bridge from one end to the other and stepping through it. If you know the dimensional process, that's how it's done. But I digress.
I never really thought about it. I just kind of did it.
Yes.
Because it's one of the things that Eladrin can do. So I guess he just kind of did it naturally, never really thinking about how to do it.
Yeah, probably. He does state. Very well then. Place your palm upon this orb and then try to integrate this energy into the item itself.
Okay.
Another Arcana.
Another Arcana?
Yeah, with advantage since they're helping you. 20. We're running well today.
That'll work.
You see this sphere begin to shrink and go into your own body. It's not as if you're casting the spell, but you're transferring its properties in and through your body and out the other end into the coating of your work. It brings in a nice shine and sheen to the item itself, and soon enough, it is solidified and structurally sound. Inside, when you look at it, it doesn't really have anything apparent to it. It honestly just looks like a holster you would use for your dagger. I don't know if Kythal carries daggers, but that's what it looks like. It's very fanciful. It definitely has a nice white trim to it, as if a ceremonial blade is being housed. All right, then. Now try to use any type of long equipment and see how much of a structure you formed inside.
What do you say, long equipment? Like
a hammer, a long sword, short sword, broadsword.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull out a hammer because I've got my hammer on my. I was carried on my hip.
Yeah. You bring a hammer.
So go ahead.
Yeah, you bring a hammer out and extend it inside, and it's already daggers are shorter than hammers, and you do see that it goes way further in than you expected. You go up to maybe your elbow into the sheath itself, which would not be possible. And she does state, "Very good then. It does seem that your technique is improving, or at the very least improved in this regard." You remove your hand through it, and she does state, "You might be capable of learning a few more things, but tonight we'll just work with this." So Kaithal.
And Kaithal, he keeps putting his hand down in there and pulling it back out and looking at his hand like, this is amazing.
Quite right. While you were basically messing with it, he already constructed one behind your back. So there's two there, so he gets his items by tomorrow morning. He does state, very well then. Honestly, based off of what I've seen here, if you take roughly 3 days, you can probably create one of these on your own without expending one of your slots of magical items creation.
Ah.
You would need the materials, though. You would need magical chalk worth the value of 100 gold, any type of leather, and your own magical acuity, which you already possess.
Well, Ember, I really appreciate you taking the time to teach me this. And it's not something that I think we've come across in the Feywild or something that we've used, or at least not that I have. So I am happy to take this back with me when I can get back and or take this knowledge back with me.
Well,
There's probably much I can do with it.
Well, if you're able to get back, I've never really heard of an Eladrin that's come from the Feywild since maybe 500 years ago, give or take.
To be honest, I don't really know how I got here. So if I find that out, then maybe I will let you know, or I will definitely let you know, and maybe we can find a bridge to go back and forth willingly.
Perhaps. But today we'll just do with this. Now help me with the plate mail as you begin to finish your night out.
All right.
Taylor, you're currently in bed, just relaxing. Is there anything you do other than apparently take damage?
Just summon some winches and stuff and drink some fey wine and let them please me.
That's where the damage came from.
Sure.
Or the vigorous pleasing.
He summoned some servants, physical ones instead of the invisible
Not
servants.
servants. I don't want to fuck my shit. That's weird. I want real, I want professionals.
Exactly. To go get professionals, and you enjoy your night quite well. By the morning, you're for some reason feeling fatigued, but that could have been your enjoyment last night. It's kind of hard to tell.
Definitely not that. Anyway, yes. Next day I go and pick up my wake up Severus, who I'm sure he's awake, and we'll go get our things from Amber. I think he has something from Amber he needs to get. I thought maybe.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Let's go.
The days pass,
go.
and Amber finishes the plate mail easily enough, and the other things, so you guys easily get them. Service, you get your plate mail. Talon, you got your stuff already. Technically yesterday, because it's the day after. Semantics, where it's days. Anyways, you get your stuff. It's honestly all great looking and very fanciful. Service, did you want the third hit sword?
No, I decided against it for now.
Okay, then you just still have your items. And Kaithal, you did learn a few things here and there. You've also learned how to adjust certain armor sets, so you can potentially do that now. You just need a chance to like
The material.
material.
Today is our last
And-
day, correct?
Yeah.
Then I like to go to a place to train.
There's really not a place to train here. Like you can go to the
Okay.
school and use the courtyards and things like to train your magic, which is easily enough done. You can use their library to study up your mind.
What I wish to do is to go and try to train. I recall in the books it states that if to gain authority as something akin to the gods, we have to take in a large amount of magical energy into our bodies.
Uh-huh.
And since my character is all about ascension, this kind of brings to his mind about a possible path of ascension, of self-development and growth. So he wishes to try a tactic to see if it might have an effect.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to experiment by using a combination of my first spell slot and my lay on hand. These are both, in a manner of speaking, two different energies. One is arcane, in a manner of speaking. I'm not sure how that works for paladins, but the other one is healing power, which is not directly magical. So I was thinking that if my body were to get damaged in some form or fashion, I would have the healing power, and I also possess several items of magical power of some sort or another. So I thought if I were to infuse myself all over my body with the magical energy and then the healing energy, and since I have a large amount of lay on hands already, 35, then I might hold an effect that can help push me to the next, eventually, along the path that my character wishes to ascend.
Okay. This is something you've never tried before, and this is something you definitely don't have expertise on. Go
Well,
ahead and
that's,
roll Arcana with disadvantage.
that's kind of what the whole thing about the Blood of All is about finding a path to ascension. Oops, sorry, it's 17.
Oh, you pressed it twice. Okay. From what you can tell, you are able to course the energy around your body, but not fully integrate it into it. You can tell that you're maybe getting close to what you need, but you spend the entire day trying to do this. You can get the energy around you. You just can't quite figure out how to get your own self integrated into the process. Because there's a lot of cell division. There's a lot of difficulty trying to go with biology, magic, and combining the two in a way that you haven't used in a different way. You're able to do it in one way, but not the other one. You can expel it, but you can't really intertwine it back into you while also expelling it. That's a different type of process. But for the first time training it, it's not bad. Honestly, I expected a boom, but 17 is pretty good. So you're able to like course it around you, but not fully meld with it.
Slowly but surely, it's better than trying to make a contract with some kind of blood demon.
Maybe.
Well, that's about all I can think of to do for today.
Kaito, anything you do for today?
No. I'm just gonna, like every once in a while, follow, or when I'm around Talon, point at his dagger sheath and go, "See that? See that? I made that." Just over and over. See that? Hey, I made that. I made that right there. That's about it.
Yeah. What about you, Talon, for your final day?
Not really feeling well today, so I'll probably just hire some more help and just kind of eat some yummy food in my room and just bang some hookers all day and just kind of take in the day.
You take in the
Moment by
day, enjoy yourself. When you have to go back
Smoke some
out of
bike
your
weed.
room, Kaito's like around the corner going, "You see that? You see that? I made that."
Yeah,
He
I
wants
do
to give
come
you your
out for
privacy.
breakfast, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoy your days. But the following day is the ceremonial rite time, which honestly, it's just an entire full day dedicated to just smooching, perusing, and talking with other families. It is a various banquet of who's who and who cares to be here is here because they are the richest of the rich inside this town. Even though they're not fully depicted, because I don't know who you were going to speak with.
You know what I
Right.
should have done?
Was that?
I should have used the Gem of True Sight while I was trying to train.
Maybe. Would that have worked? I think, honestly, all you would see is how you're not doing it. So it really wouldn't help, but it wouldn't hinder either. I'm going to say you use it and you can tell that you see the magical energy coming out of your body and you can't really figure out how to get it back into your body to more or less take the intake back in. It just wafts around you. You just can see it far more clearly now.
Slowly but surely. Hey, Talon, what should we do over here?
Well, I'm busy. What do you want to do?
I guess. How should I talk to any of these people if they try to talk to me?
Don't talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. Just be respectful and remember that you're a human and everyone's better than you. And that will probably make sure you're safe.
I have a ring. You gave me a ring, remember?
Yeah, but just pretend anyway, just in case you didn't fight. I guess how much? Well, you have to remember like some stuff though. So you have to remember to lie and like tell them you're an elf from the Moonwood over. I don't know. We'll make up a story together, and then that's why you're strange or whatever. And there we go. I like that better. Good idea. The ring was a good idea. I forgot about that.
Is that one cute DM? Is that one cute elf here?
They wouldn't be. I actually want to roll. She might be one of the help. That's a 7. She wouldn't be.
Oh well.
Yeah. You enter inside the little area where people are honestly just talking with each other. On the air quotes dance floor is the individuals that are coming of age, more or less, now considered adults within society, even though they were adults a little while ago. Some time passes after some smoozing here and there, and I'm talking hours. This is rich people having nothing better to do than just kiss butt at each other. Talon, you're very good at just taking it. Not giving it, but taking it. People just come by and basically state, congratulations, Mr. Talon. It's been a pleasure and honor, and I'm grateful for your daughter to be here. I do have an elder son. Please consider him in running for your sister's hand in marriage. And they basically keep doing this. Some women here and there come by, flirt with you. You believe because you're handsome, beautiful, and honestly you are. But it's mainly because they're lower families than yours. Truthfully.
True. It's all true.
The same thing happens with your sister, Jav, since she is a widow. But she doesn't take anyone of interest. But soon enough, you can tell that basically the coming of age ceremony, people just gather, infuse energy into the people that are arriving into adulthood, as they call it. And soon enough, their eyes change into their own. As mentioned beforehand, elves, after stopping to dream of their past lives, change the way they see the world, and that is usually depicted by eyes in this case. For Loretta, she already had different colored eyes when she was born. It wasn't some type of genetical trait. I think it's called heterochromatia. People believe that she was destined to be one of the children of Scarlet, because that's usually how it works. But since she was so high-born in society, they really couldn't do anything other than, gawk, mock, and look at from afar. Because of that, she kind of rebelled against her family without fully rebelling. She just became the black sheep of the family. But with this ceremony, people are honestly here to potentially woo her, air quotes, basically exchange of family members, because that's what nobles do in the time. But also to see if she turns fully, because they're not exactly sure what is up with her eye. And that's a general indicator of changing into a child of Scarlet. Probably should give it a different name than that, especially on the coming of age ceremony, but it's neither here nor there. Tora, Talon's mother, then states, after everyone gathers up and lines up, "Thank you all in one for coming here today. Our children will grow and ascend beyond that of which they've held near and dear to their heart. While we cannot grow beyond the current measurements of what we have today, we can see the life cycle continuing on, turning ever more in their eyes, to grow and adapt and change, to see them to what they truly are, and allow them to prosper in the days and years and decades to come. We join hands today," and you can tell that the tables are joining hands. If Kythal and Cerberus, if you do so, you're more than welcome to, or you cannot. Honestly, they consider you retainers to Talon, so they wouldn't expect you to know the customs.
I'll hold hands and I'll give a thumb up to Lorena.
I will try to do the same thing. Or not the thumbs up, but try to involve myself as well.
Yeah. No thumbs up. You hold hands. Tara, whether or not Talon wanted to do it, he knows what's about to happen. He grabs onto his mom grabs onto his hand. Same with Jav. She then states, "Now, we pool our strength in the young, so they may grow old. We pool our strength in today, so there may be a future tomorrow." And each one begins to enchant the exact same thing. And Talon, you already know what's happening. 8 hours. No, that would have been yesterday. Never mind. Uh, you can tell that the energy around you begins to fluctuate and churn in this room. And, well, people begin to feel drained. Kythal, Cerberus, you guys begin to feel drained. It's not as if it's killing you. It's as if you did a good amount of exercise and have no muscles and have muscle fatigue.
I'm not an elf.
Still happens.
Just making sure.
Muscle fatigue. The energy pulls into the room, and those of you with Devil Sight or True Sight can see what's happening, but even then, it only happens for a few minutes. And then the vision actually is shown. At the roof of this area, you can tell, and when you look at it, small sparkles begin to grow and grow in this area until it forms a pool of blue and green. A nice emerald-looking wash of fog. It then rains into the coming-of-age, air quotes, children. They're full adults, but elves do what elves do. And it hits them one by one. When the rain stops, you can tell... actually, I'm going to see what happens to them.
They all turn into children of Scarlet.
Okay. No one rolled a natural 1, so none of the rows turn into children. You can tell that one by one their eyes begin to change color, hue. Some from the emerald blue go into an emerald green. Others go into cerulean colors. Changing hazelnut. And when you look at Lorena, you can tell that her eye, the red one, stays the same, but the green one goes into a deeper emerald color. And you do see that a lot of people were holding their breath when this happened, like expecting her for sure to change, and nothing happened. This not the sigh of relief, but the sigh of potential worry washes over everyone, and more or less people begin to let go of their hands and raise them to the sky. Again, you don't have to do this, but you can if you want to. And then Tora does state, "Now, the children are no longer. They are adults. And as such, we welcome you into our world." And they begin to like clap at each other, like hooting and hollering, as high elves would do. They definitely wouldn't hoot or holler, but general things. Just like polite golf clapping, clap, clap, clap. And then like each one of the individuals here begin to more or less commingle. So you're free to do what you want, because this is an all-day thing.
Well, when I have a few moments, if I can have a one-on-one with Lorena, I'll give her a smile, and instead of treating her like a child, I'll give her a handshake. Okay, say, "Welcome, Lorena. You're going to have quite an adventure yourself now that you're a fellow adult."
Yeah. I don't know about an adventure, but it's gonna be different.
You think I could perhaps get one last hug with you?
Sure.
I give her a gentle hug.
Okay.
You're going to have quite a lot of fun. A lot longer than I'm going to have, that's for sure.
You can tell that there's still like more or less worry in her eye. Not because she's like afraid of something happening now. Thankfully, nothing happened. But more or less because, well, as her family is to do, she's going to be wed off to some other family. Maybe not immediately, but that's what's going to happen.
I'd like to give her a few words of advice. When you come across something like this, that it's so different and alien, and one thing that comes to mind when a situation like this comes up is that you make the best of what you make with it. If you're coming across a situation that's so alien to you, that's so different, then try to make it better. Take what you can see before you and make you and others around you happier. You already do that already. You certainly made your brother happier when he came back here, with a smile upon your face, and you greeted him with so much love, compassion, and earnest. There's a lot more that he can say for the rest of his family. So don't forget about that, okay?
She nods, and besides the polite smile, you do get a genuine smile. Like, when you mention her brother and greeting him fondly and warmly. Like, she does care for her family, but in a way that she has to care for her family. Talon's really the only one she cares for genuinely in not a normal family way. Like, a true friendship rather than, oh, you're my sibling, I have to care for you.
Well, I was just trying to help her.
Oh, you are!
I give her a nod and a gentle pat forward. Tell her to go and conquer all that she sees.
She rejoins her friend group.
I look over to Talon and give him a thumbs up.
Talon just drinks his Fey wine, just like nods, I guess, and continues to just kind of sit there and hang out by himself. I guess I don't know if he wants to hang out with me. I'm just hanging out at the table and doing what I'm supposed to do, waving to people and being diplomatic, I guess, and I don't know, trying not to talk to anybody I don't want to.
You do see... Go ahead.
I was going to say that me and Kaithal and the Robodog approach the table if we're allowed to.
Yeah, again, the formalities are kind of still there, but not so much that you can't speak with anyone you don't want to, or want to.
I guess all three of us will approach, or 2 plus 1. Hey, hail, Lady Jav and Lady Tara. We're all very much happy and surprised that everyone managed to approach their age of majority safely. I take it you're as happy as the rest of us.
It is what it is.
Well, I'm especially delighted. I know that Talon and I and our friends were rather worried about his little sister. So I'm very glad to see that she will be unburdened of a lot of her worries. I look forward to a happy future.
Indeed. Not a speck of emotion. The older sister Jav then states, is there something you need?
Need? Well, I suppose, perhaps, maybe ask for your one small little blessing, perhaps from Talon's older sister, or perhaps.
So nothing.
Oh, I was hoping that you might give Talon your blessing to come with us on continuing an adventure.
She looks towards her mother, and Tara does state, we can discuss this over dinner tonight. In the meantime, enjoy your gallivanting.
I give a courtly bow. I thank you very much. I'll make sure to do so.
You gallivant. Honestly, a good amount of people here are pretty nice. A lot of them, you can tell, are very scheming behind the back. More like talking with each other, seeing diplomatical ties, connections, trying to get their kids, air quotes kids, early 20s, fully adults, to become closer friends, ties, networking, blah, blah, blah. Political families, being political. By the time...
Hey,
Go ahead.
Sorry, DM. I just wanted to do one small RP thing.
Yep.
Hey, Kaithal. Kaithal?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I couldn't hit my button.
You know, it's kind of refreshing. The last group event that I had before back home was this massive, giant orgy of tentacles and weird gels and jellies and paste all over the place. It's actually quite refreshing that none of that is here.
I'm for one glad that none of that is here. I beg to question how your parties go at home, though.
A lot of the men with
Right, how I
word.
expected.
You guys spoke at the same time, so I didn't quite get it.
Not important.
Yeah, it's not really all that important. And really, I think it's much, much better to be it this way than the other way.
I have never gone the other way, but I would venture to say that you are correct.
There's just some places that tentacles should not go.
Alien has probably gone the other way.
Yes. Probably not, dude. You should
I
not do
agree.
that.
But yeah, the time passes and you eventually are allowed, air quotes, allowed to go home. Again, family dinners, and when family dinners come together with, effectively, yeah, family dinners and then friends of family, family dinners, basically a giant barbecue. You guys finish that off being as polite as possible without fully destroying yourselves. You come back very well into the night to enjoy a late night dinner. Because apparently you haven't eaten enough. The gang's all here. That is here. Again, Talen's brothers are currently doing other things. As his mother would put it, contributing to society. So his sisters are the only ones here, including yourselves, though. She looks all towards you after you guys finish more or less half your meals. So then, you mentioned my son continuing on with these endeavors.
Indeed, Talon has been of the utmost of help dealing with so many dangers to the realm that I just would love to have him continue with us.
And Talon, is this something you want? I've already gathered various families for your potential wedding. Are you sure you want to
Well-
disappoint them?
Don't tempt me, mother. But if we're all being serious here, you know I'm just going to embarrass you if I stay around here. I think it'd be better for both of us if I kept adventuring for a while. Maybe I'll come back and not embarrass you when if I'm away for a bit longer. Also, I'd be worried my friends might get themselves killed or trip over their swords and stab themselves if I wasn't around, so I might need to be there.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage. Not because she cares about your friends, but the first part you said.
Because we're
Yes, yes.
incompetent.
Well, that helped. It helped that I ever told the truth about that.
16 is not bad. No. The part she kind of more or less cared for is if he stays here, he'd be an embarrassment. That's what gave him advantage.
Yep, I was honest.
Yeah.
Gospel truth.
High elves. She does state, very well, so long as you come here when your final prospect is ready. Then you will settle down and have an heir to the family.
Sure, well, I mean, yes, yes, mother.
Good. Now finish your meal and go to sleep. I expect you gone by tomorrow evening.
I wouldn't want to disappoint you any more than I already have.
She finishes her meal easily enough. If you guys just finish your meals easily enough, you can tell that Lorena was more or less really upset by that. He just came back 3 days ago. She does not want to leave so soon.
I actually will give Lorena another gift. I'll take a spare sheath, and I'll place the tooth of the green dragon that we slayed
Yeah.
And I will give it to her. And I'll tell her, this is a tooth of a dragon that me, Talon, and our little friend and our little friends here slew together. Keep this as a reminder of the adventure that Talon has conquered, and that he will come to see you again.
She nods. Again, very sweet gift, especially with her type of vision towards her brother. Basically, her best friend growing up. But that's neither here nor there.
Before I leave tomorrow, I'll steal some money from my mom or some jewelry or something, and I'll have commissioned like some sending stones or whatever, and I'll give them to my sister, the one that actually cares about me, like as a surprise, like with like a note or whatever. And it's like, hey, call me like if you get lonely. It'd be nice to hear from you.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do is talk into this stone. Like, love, Talon.
Go ahead and roll sleight of hand with advantage, because I feel like you'd do this as a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been stealing money for a long time.
Yeah.
Stealing stuff.
Always use the rest of the rod.
No,
It's funny you're this way.
no, I would not use it.
Oh, not just
Oh
one.
yes.
You just
Yeah.
steal
Oh
everything.
yes.
You steal everything.
Like I
that's money.
said, nope. This is what happens. You play the character. It's like, nope, I wouldn't use their. It's your guys' money. That's our money.
Yeah. Sending
I'm not
stones
gonna
would
waste your
cost a
money
lot.
doing
I'm going
that.
to say you got enough to make 3. Obviously, you give 1 to your sister. You make 1 for yourself, and you make 1 for, I'm going to say Kaito.
Sure.
Yes, of course you would.
Okay, so
Anyone can like use them, but you have 2 for the party and 1 for your sister.
sweet.
And you don't get any more gold because you know if you get too greedy, your mom can easily figure that out.
Yeah. Plus, if my mom found out what I use it for, then she can bitch all she wants. My sister will probably have to pay for it anyway.
Probably.
I put that in the note. You might have to pay for this one day. Love, Taylor. Pay mom back. Love, Taylor. Anyway, but yeah.
Oh, did you put another mark on the board?
Hasn't figured it out yet, but probably will.
When we leave, do I see the cute elf girl?
Yes, you do. Because you had to travel that way anyways. Give me 1 second.
Oh, that was just going to be a small, short thing. I was just going to tell her, you didn't have to stop. I was just going to tell her, oh, it's you, the cute one.